A 68-year-old man collapsed on his porch one crisp autumn morning. His heart was still beating, his lungs still moving. But something crucial had stopped. Blood wasn't flowing the way it should. No stroke, no heart attack, but his body was frozen, and the doctors couldn't find an obvious cause. It took months of investigation before the truth came to light. 4 seemingly harmless habits he had carried for decades were silently sabotaging his health. I'm Dr. Michael Grant, a men's health expert with over 45 years of clinical experience, dedicated to helping men protect their circulation, reignite their energy, and rediscover their confidence, without pills, without shame, and without risky procedures. I've worked with veterans, entrepreneurs, fathers and grandfathers, men who thought they were simply getting older, when, in reality, these 4 hidden habits were draining their vitality year after year. Most of them had no idea that what seemed normal in their 30s and 40s had become silent thieves of their strength and energy by the time they reached their 60s. And the reason is simple. The older male body responds differently. Blood vessels stiffen, nitric oxide levels drop, and what once seemed harmless now quietly chips away at your energy and health. Today, I'm going to share with you the 4 silent habits that slowly weaken circulation, accelerate aging, and drain vitality after 60. And I promise you, if you stay until the end, you'll discover the one habit, the most dangerous of them all, that almost every older man does without even realizing it. If you're ready to reclaim your health and feel alive again, stay with me. This might just be the most important conversation you'll hear this year. Let's start with the most common mistake: ignoring morning circulation. Every morning when you wake up, your blood flow is at its slowest. You've spent hours lying still, your heart rate is low, and your blood is thickened from hours of inactivity. Most men get out of bed, shuffle to the kitchen, grab a cup of coffee and sit down, slowing circulation even further. Here's the truth. The first 15 minutes after you wake up are the most important moments for your cardiovascular health. Your blood vessels need to expand, your heart needs to pick up its rhythm, and your circulation needs to spread fresh oxygen to every muscle and organ in your body. I've seen countless men in my clinic who come in complaining of fatigue, brain fog, and stiffness. They tell me, "Doc, I thought I was just getting old." But when I ask them about their morning routine, it's always the same. No movement, no stretching, no circulation boost. You wouldn't let your car sit idle for months and then expect it to run perfectly, would you? Your body is no different. What you should do, instead, the moment you wake up, spend 2 minutes stretching. Drink a glass of water to thin your blood. Take a short walk around your home. Just 5 minutes of movement jump-starts your circulation. This simple shift can increase your morning blood flow by up to 30%. Imagine how much clearer your mind and stronger your body would feel with that kind of boost every single day. The second silent habit? Shallow breathing. I want you to do something for me. Right now, take a deep breath. Really deep. Hold it. Now release. How did that feel? If you're like most men, it felt unusual, almost forced. And there's a reason for that. We forget to breathe deeply. Throughout the day, we sit hunched over, shoulders tight, lungs compressed. Whether it's at the office, in the car, or on the couch, shallow breathing becomes a habit. The problem? Shallow breathing reduces the amount of oxygen that reaches your bloodstream, starving your organs and muscles of life-giving energy. One of my patients, Jim, a retired engineer, came to me with constant fatigue. He said, "I sleep 8 hours a night. I eat well, but I'm always tired." After a few sessions, I noticed Jim rarely took full breaths. I had him start a simple breathing routine, 5 deep breaths every hour. Within 2 weeks, his energy levels shot up and his afternoon crashes disappeared. What you should do instead: every hour, stop what you're doing and take 5 deep breaths. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and breathe out for 4 seconds. This expands your blood vessels, improves oxygen flow, and boosts your energy. Deep breathing is the cheapest, easiest circulation booster you'll ever find. And yet, almost no one does it. Now, let's talk about the third silent habit: rushing through physical activity. I see it every day. Men who walk briskly but barely move their arms. Men who lift weights with shallow, jerky motions. Men who rush their exercises just to check it off the list. But here's the problem. Speed without control is just movement, not growth. Your heart, your muscles, your blood vessels, they need time to adapt to stress. When you rush through physical activity, you force your heart to spike, you constrict your blood vessels, and you increase your risk of micro tears in your circulatory system. One of my clients, Mark, a 65-year-old contractor, used to rush through his workouts just to get back to work. But his heart rate was erratic, his breathing shallow, and his endurance weak. I had him slow down, focus on deep movements, and controlled breaths. Within 3 months, he dropped his blood pressure by 15 points and felt stronger than he had in a decade. What you should do, instead, when you exercise, slow down, focus on your form, breathe deeply, and move with intention. Take your time during your routine, quality over quantity. Now we arrive at the most dangerous habit of them all: neglecting emotional health. You see, your mind and your body are not separate. They are deeply intertwined. And yet, most men go through life ignoring the emotional burdens they carry. They push through stress, suppress sadness, and tell themselves to tough it out. But here's the truth. Emotional stress is physical stress. Let me tell you about Roger. He came into my clinic at 67, looking strong on the outside, but complaining of fatigue, poor sleep, and a sense of constant worry. He was convinced something was physically wrong. We ran every test: heart, blood work, circulation, and everything came back normal. But Roger wasn't fine. He had lost his wife 2 years prior, and the grief was buried so deeply that it was affecting his body. His blood pressure was elevated, his heart rate was erratic, and his muscles were tense. All signs of chronic stress. I told him, "Roger, your heart isn't failing. It's heavy. Your body is holding on to things it needs to release." And for the first time in years, Roger broke down. He confessed he hadn't cried once since his wife passed. Not once. We started with 15 minutes of mindful breathing each day. I encouraged him to write in a journal, to acknowledge his feelings, to express his thoughts, not just bury them. Within a month, Roger's blood pressure stabilized, his sleep improved, and he walked into my office with a smile I hadn't seen before. What you should do, instead, spend 15 minutes each morning to reflect and breathe. Write down 3 things that are bothering you. Then, write 3 things you are grateful for. Give your emotions space to exist. Acknowledge them. Don't fight them. Emotional health isn't just about feeling better. It's about circulating blood more effectively, lowering blood pressure, and calming your nervous system. Now, let's get practical. I want you to imagine waking up tomorrow and doing things differently. No more rushing, no more shallow breaths, no more ignoring your own body's signals. The 10-minute morning ritual. Stretch and hydrate. 2 minutes. The first thing you do when you wake up, before you check your phone, before you make coffee, is stretch your arms, your back, your legs. Drink a tall glass of water. This helps to thin your blood and jumpstart your circulation. Deep breathing. 2 minutes. Stand up, close your eyes, and take 5 deep breaths. Inhale for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, exhale for 5 seconds. This simple action wakes up your nervous system and expands your arteries. Mindful walking. 3 minutes. Walk around your home, not rushing, just moving. Feel your legs, your arms, your breath. This is about moving your blood, not just your body. Gratitude reflection. 3 minutes. Before you sit down for breakfast, think of 3 things you are grateful for. They can be as simple as, I woke up today, or I get to see my grandchildren this weekend. Gratitude lowers cortisol levels and reduces inflammation. This isn't just about routine. It's about resetting your body for the day. The first 10 minutes set the stage for the next 24 hours. If you conquer those 10 minutes, you conquer your health. Most men I speak to underestimate one critical aspect of health: recovery. Your body isn't a machine. It needs cycles of stress and rest to grow stronger. But many of us skip the rest. Think of it this way. If you bend a paperclip back and forth without stopping, what happens? It snaps. Your body is no different. The reason so many men feel weaker as they age isn't just about getting older. It's about never stopping to recover. The 3 pillars of recovery. Physical recovery. This is more than sleep. It's stretching, proper hydration, and light movement. Walking for 20 minutes a day boosts circulation and repairs micro tears in your blood vessels. Mental recovery. Your mind needs rest too. Spend 5 minutes a day in silence. No phone, no TV, just you and your thoughts. This calms your nervous system and lowers blood pressure. Emotional recovery. Find something that brings you peace. Whether it's listening to music, spending time with family, or simply sitting outside. Emotional balance is crucial for vascular health. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Doc, this sounds like a lot of change. But let me tell you about Frank. He came to me at 72, feeling defeated. His energy was low, his blood pressure was sky high, and he hadn't been intimate with his wife in over a year. I didn't ask him to overhaul his life. I asked him to change one habit each week. Week 1, he did the 10-minute morning ritual. Week 2, he added 20 minutes of walking. Week 3, he started deep breathing before sleep. By the end of 3 months, Frank's blood pressure dropped by 12 points. His energy came back. And most importantly, his relationship with his wife blossomed like it hadn't in years. What you should do. Week 1, morning ritual, 10 minutes. Week 2, add 20 minutes of walking daily. Week 3, practice deep breathing before bed. Week 4, reflect and express gratitude each morning. Don't underestimate the power of small changes. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Now, I want to leave you with one final truth. Intimacy is more than physical. It's connection. It's presence. It's being fully in the moment. If you want to rediscover that spark, it starts with mindfulness. When you are with your partner, be present. Turn off the TV. Put away the phone. Look into their eyes. Touch their hand. Listen to their voice. Intimacy is not just an act. It's a practice. And the more you practice, the stronger it gets. You are not too old to feel alive. You're not too late to regain your strength. And you are never too far gone to change your habits. These 4 habits, ignoring morning circulation, shallow breathing, rushing physical activity, and neglecting emotional health, they can be unlearned. And when they are, your body will respond. Your energy will return. Your intimacy will flourish. Most people don't think much about their circulation until something goes wrong. But did you know that poor blood flow is often the first silent warning sign of bigger problems to come? I want you to think of your circulatory system like the plumbing in your house. If there's a blockage, the pressure builds, the pipes weaken, and eventually, things start to break. Your body is exactly the same. When blood can't flow smoothly, it doesn't just affect your heart. It impacts your brain, your muscles, your energy, even your sleep. One of my patients, a man named Leonard, came to me at 71. He'd been a farmer his whole life, strong hands, broad shoulders. But he was exhausted. He couldn't make it through a full day without feeling drained, even after a good night's sleep. His doctors told him it was just age, but I wasn't convinced. We ran a simple circulation test, and I found that Leonard's blood flow was restricted by 30%. Not just in his heart, but in his legs, his brain, his hands. He was running on half power and didn't even know it. I had him start with 5 minutes of stretching every morning, a glass of water with lemon, and a brisk walk after breakfast. Within weeks, he came back with color in his face and strength in his step. His body wasn't breaking down, was starving for circulation. What you should do: stretch daily. Focus on your legs and lower back where blood often pools. Stay hydrated. Dehydration thickens your blood, making it harder to flow. Walk after every meal. 10 minutes is enough to kickstart your blood flow. Blood is your body's lifeline. Keep it moving, and you keep living. Here's something most people don't know. Your body is powered by 2 circulatory systems. We all know about the major arteries and veins, but there's another, more delicate network beneath the surface: the microcirculatory system. These tiny blood vessels are like capillaries, delivering oxygen to your organs, your muscles, and your skin. When they become clogged or weakened, the symptoms show up as fatigue, numbness, poor healing, and even hair loss. One of my patients, Carl, a 66-year-old retired truck driver, complained of constant cold hands and feet. His fingertips were almost always pale, and his energy plummeted by noon every day. Carl had resigned himself to feeling old. But when I examined his microcirculation, I found that blood wasn't reaching his extremities. We worked on 3 things: massage therapy, 10 minutes a day to stimulate blood flow; heat therapy, warm soaks for his hands and feet; nutrient support, omega-3s, and magnesium for vascular health. Within 2 months, Carl could feel warmth in his hands for the first time in years. His energy improved, and he could finally keep up with his grandkids without feeling drained. What you should do: self-massage your hands and feet for 5 minutes a day. Apply heat, a warm soak or heating pad to boost blood flow. Get moving. Even gentle stretching can wake up your microcirculatory system. You don't have to live with cold hands and tired legs. Microcirculation is the key to lasting energy. Change doesn't happen overnight. But when you stack small, consistent habits over weeks and months, the results are incredible. Let me tell you about Bill. Bill was 74 when he came to me. He was a former Navy pilot, a man who once flew jets at incredible speeds, but now struggled to walk up his own driveway. He had let himself go over the years, accepting fatigue and pain as part of aging. I asked him one question: "Bill, what if you're only at 50% of your real potential? What if you could be stronger at 75 than you were at 65? He laughed, but I wasn't joking. We started small, 10 push-ups every morning. It didn't matter if he had to do them against the wall. 20 squats before lunch, stretching before bed. The first week was tough. His muscles were stiff and his breathing was shallow. But by the second week, he began to feel the change. His walks were longer, his posture improved, and he even told me he felt more confident around his wife. 3 months later, Bill was back to flying small planes for fun. Not because of some miracle, but because he stacked small habits every day. What you should do: pick one small habit to start with. Do it every day for 1 week. Add a second habit the next week. Celebrate each small victory. It's not about massive overhauls. It's about steady, consistent progress. Health is more than just physical. It's mental and emotional. You can't ignore one and expect the others to thrive. I call it the circle of health. Think of it like this: physical health fuels your body. Mental health fuels your mind. Emotional health fuels your spirit. If one is weak, the circle breaks, and everything else suffers. Let me tell you about George. He was 68, a retired teacher who loved to read, but had lost interest in almost everything else. His wife told me he'd sit in his chair for hours, barely moving, barely speaking. He told me, "I'm just tired, Doc," all the time. We didn't start with physical exercise. We started with purpose. I asked him to volunteer twice a week at the local library, to reconnect with people, to tell stories to kids like he used to. Within 2 months, George was a different man. He stood taller, spoke clearer, and even began walking 2 miles every morning. His health wasn't just physical. It was emotional and mental too. What you should do: find something that gives you purpose. Connect with people, even if it's just a conversation a day. Give yourself a reason to get up and get moving. When your mind, body, and spirit are in sync, your health isn't just restored, it thrives. You are not too old. You are not too far gone, and you are not alone. The truth is, you can start fresh at any age. Your body wants to heal. It wants to thrive. All it needs is a chance. What if you woke up tomorrow and decided to make one small change? To drink a glass of water before your coffee, to stretch before breakfast, to take that first step. What if, a week from now, you could walk a little further? What if, a month from now, you could wake up with energy? What if, a year from now, you were stronger than you are today? You've made it this far, and that tells me something important. You still care. You still have the fire inside you to reclaim your health, to feel strong again, and to live each day with purpose. And let me tell you, that desire alone is powerful. The 4 silent habits we've uncovered today: ignoring morning circulation, shallow breathing throughout the day, rushing through physical activity, neglecting emotional health. They are not signs of weakness. They are simply habits. Habits that can be unlearned, replaced, and transformed. I've seen it happen with my own eyes. Men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, who thought they were too far gone, who believed that their best years were behind them, only to discover that a few simple changes brought them back to life. Final reflections. Your health is your choice. I want you to imagine something. Close your eyes if you need to. Picture yourself 6 months from now. Stronger, healthier, more energized than you are today. You wake up with a sense of purpose. Your morning stretches feel effortless. Your breathing is deep and full. Your legs carry you further than you've walked in years. You shake hands with your friends, and your grip is firm. You hug your grandchildren, and you feel their warmth. You sit at the dinner table, and your conversations are lively. Your laugh is full, and your spirit is strong. That is not just a dream. It's a possibility, but it's only possible if you choose to act today. The path forward, one step at a time. I'm not asking you to overhaul your life. I'm not suggesting you turn everything upside down. I'm asking you to start with one small step. Wake up tomorrow and stretch for 2 minutes. Take 5 deep breaths before breakfast. Walk around your house for 10 minutes. That's it. 3 simple things. But here's the secret. Do it again the next day. And the day after that. When you build momentum, your body responds. Your blood vessels open, your energy rises, your mood lifts. And before you know it, you're stronger than you were yesterday. A promise to yourself. If you're willing to make that promise, to invest those few moments each day, I promise you this: your body will get stronger, your energy will increase, your health will improve, your relationships will deepen, and most importantly, you will feel alive again. Because it's not just about living longer, it's about living better. Final call to action. The choice is yours. You've heard the stories. You know the habits that are holding you back. You understand the changes you need to make. Now the choice is yours. Will you wake up tomorrow and go back to the same routine? Or will you decide that today is the day you start reclaiming your strength? Because the truth is, you are stronger than you think. You are capable of more than you know. And your best years are still ahead of you. If you're ready to make that change, I want you to drop a "still standing strong" in the comments below. Let me know that you're with me, that you're committed to taking back control of your health and your life. This is your journey, your story, and it's not over yet. In fact, it's just beginning. Closing statement. Stay strong, stay curious, stay alive. Stay strong, stay curious, and most importantly, stay alive. Because the best version of you is still waiting to be discovered. I'll be here every step of the way, sharing new tips, new insights, and new ways to live your best life. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, and join me as we continue this journey together. Your health, your strength, your choice. Let's make it count.